Hey guys, welcome to PoeticSnake Goes Beyond the Name. My name is Bianca, and people also know me here on Steemit as @PoeticSnake. With this little radio interview, I hope we will get to know the person behind the Steemit name a little bit better. And today we are going to start the show off by talking to Fyrstikken. So let's get started. Welcome, Fyrstikken. It's so wonderful to have you here as my first guest.
Glad to be here. I love what you've done with the place.
Thank you, thank you. So, can you maybe tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm 2 meter tall and I love cryptocurrency and ice cream.
Well, you're also very, very busy because you're an actor, and writer, an entertainer, philosopher, trader, and an inventor, right?
Yeah, I have done all those, yes.
And if you have to pick one of those, what do you think is the best one for you? What is really you?
Well, of course, I like to produce things that are useful for others. So if there is something I can improve or invent. Um, that is awesome, but I don't know. I like all things. I mean, acting, entertaining, moderation, investing. I mean, it's all part of my life, really.
And what a wonderful life you should have, because, well, you are Norwegian, but you're living in Peru. Can I ask what the main reason is you went to Peru?
Well, the first reason is that I don't like my country. It's cold in the winter. It is very rainy in the summertime. It's super expensive there. Being an entrepreneur in Norway, that is a socialist welfare state where everybody is receiving like $2,000 a month for doing nothing and incentivize people to either do nothing or stay in school. I found it quite hard to get any companies up and running, get the right people to work with me. Uh, it's just a very small country, and a large percentage of my country is on the welfare system, and those that are not on the welfare system, kudos to those. But it seems to be the Norwegian dream to be on the welfare system, so I'm not on the welfare system. I'm out of Norway. Um, to answer your other question, why I moved to Peru and not some other warm and delicious countries, because I met my wife and she came to Norway, and we had a great time, and I decided that let's not stay here and spend all our money in Norway. Let's move to your country and spend money there instead. Norway has enough money. Peru might need more inventors and more entrepreneurs than Norway have use for. So I just liquidated everything I had in Norway and went on to Peru.
Do you think that you will ever go back to Norway? Maybe, just to visit, or even in the future, maybe move back?
I wouldn't even go to relatives' funerals in Norway. I am done with Norway. Um, my friends and family can come and visit me in Peru if they want to hang out, but no, I am not going back to Norway.
Well, you have a very good life where you are now, and a wonderful woman, so I can understand why you are staying there. So, hey, let's talk about Steemit. How did you find out about Steemit?
Well, I found out about that somebody was posting my content there and was making money on it, and well, I didn't like that, so and to tell that person that did that, I joined Steemit so I could comment under his video and say, hey, that's my article. I wrote that one 5 minutes ago. I just published it, and here you are copying and pasting it, and you already made $8 on it. I mean, what kind of place is this? So I didn't come into Steemit because I believed in Steemit. It was a whole different cause. I stayed with Steemit because, yeah, I mean, first of all, I was thinking, okay, next time I'm posting an article, somebody's gonna steal it and publish it, and they're gonna make money on it, and I might get some exposure, but this is not right. So I joined Steemit and stayed on Steemit to protect my own content. And then I looked at what content was already been made there, and I was thinking, I can do much better than this. So I started blogging.
So in fact, you found out about Steemit through plagiarizing, and you liked it. So do you believe that Steemit holds a bright future?
I think so, yes. I am quite surprised over what Steemit is. From what I've seen before, everything has been a copy of something else, but Steemit is original, it's disruptive, it's just I can't really describe it in terms of anything, except I could maybe say that Steemit is a country with its own laws and its own economy, a virtual country.
And what do you believe is really good content for a platform like Steemit?
Well, all content is good content. Some content is cheap to make, like a meme, for example. It's still good content, but it's not $5,000 content. You have articles that are in the news, which are well written. But if you can already find the same news somewhere else, I mean, that also is content not worth that much. I mean, no, it's hard to say. I think original content with a purpose, or good content. I don't know. I mean, it is a voting system. People vote for what they like, and people are very diversified in what they like and what they don't like. So I don't know. I guess I just have to keep building my own audience and make something that I like to make and they like to watch or read or listen to. I haven't done bad so far though, so happy
No,
with
well,
that.
2 weeks ago you reached superhero status here on Steemit, and you made 943 posts to get there. And I think you worked hard to get this.
Yeah, because I came to Steemit with I didn't buy Steam. I didn't power up with Steam that I had bought. I started, as I may know, I started from zero. I think I got some favors with and I don't know who. I might find out later who, but I think I found some favors with the whales when they realized that I was that I had been plagiarized, and I got a couple of good first page posts, and that really boosted my my spirit to keep going and to keep pushing content and even investing in content to make better content, like the Puppet Show, the Muppet Show, the Steam It Show, the Late Show, and a lot of these others were hired actors, and I wrote manuscripts, and I would never have done that on Facebook, for example. Invest $600 into a production and show it to people on Facebook. It's just not worth it. But on Steam it was worth it.
Yeah, it's really worth it. When you are now up to 1025 posts and you have 822 followers. How does it feel for you to have so many followers, being so popular?
Well, I don't know. I have much more followers and fans in YouTube and on Twitter and offline. Uh, if you ever come to Peru and we go out to take a cup of coffee, and you'll notice that I will be shaking a lot of hands along the way, because I'm a professional actor here in this country, and people have seen me on television, and they've heard about me, and I live in a neighborhood with a few million people, and they all know who I am. So just walking through a neighborhood with a few million people, it's like, hello, good day, hey, nice, kiss, 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 because this is Latin America, you kiss on the cheek here. So I feel loved every time I go out.
It must be a wonderful feeling to have that. And while talking about heroes, because you reached the superhero status, do you have anyone in your life who you consider to be your hero?
Considered to be my hero, like a human hero?
Yes.
No, not really. I don't consider myself to be the superhero is just a status that Steam /distribution is putting. Start as Dust, and then newbie, and user, and then hero, and then superhero, and legend, I think it is. So
Do you think
go on.
Do you think you will ever reach the legend status?
Well, if I wanted to, I could just buy myself up and become legend today. But no, it's not my. I never wanted to rule anything. I like to be middle class and not a danger to anybody, or not the go-to guy for getting the largest upvotes. So I think, but yeah, I mean, if I keep doing this for the next 10 years and I like it, of course I'll become a legend one day, but that was never a goal. My goal was simply to see if it was possible to, make good content manually, post it manually, upvote manually, and still manage to get up the rankings. And I joined, and I started around, I don't know, 25,000 people. Now we are closer to 100,000 people. I think people are no longer as generous now as they were back in the earlier days before I joined. Generosity was extreme because of people hadn't gotten any payments out yet, so it was all in the blue what Steam was worth, what this Steam dollar was worth, and suddenly it became worth a lot, and now it's worth a little again. So it's been a rise up and a rise down, and and a dip down. Never
Yeah,
rise down.
I have noticed the dip down as well. And do you notice it on your own posts as well?
Yeah, I used to have you know, a few $100 for post. Now I, get like $10, $20. Sometimes 6, 7.
Well, I think that you make, sorry, you make great content, and one of them is Roger and Snorre. Did you already make them before you joined Steemit, or did you create them especially for Steemit?
Well, no, I never wrote them before. I started writing them for Steemit. If you look at the first one, it was just two stick figures that were talking in four squares, and Snorre had made bank on Steemit. It went to the moon, and Roger he hadn't made anything, and he was butthurt for that, like so many people in the crypto environment were butthurt because of they missed out on Steemit. So Roger kind of represents the Bitcoin Talk org user that missed out on Steemit, while Snor more represent a Steemit early adopter. But as I started writing more content, more Roger and Snore, I needed to get Roger up to speed as well. I mean, it wouldn't be fun if Roger was always poor and Snore was rich. That'd be like, I don't think they would be friends if that happened. So they had a fight, and it ended up with Snore going to the hospital, and Roger took advantage of that by going and visiting him at the hospital, even though it was Roger that was beating him half to death and landed him in the hospital in the first place. So he took advantage of poor Snore lying there in the hospital bed, barely able to breathe, with a mouth that looked like a butthole. And he took a selfie with himself and Snore lying there, and and uh, and put it on Steemit, and then everyone on Steemit saw what a great guy Roger was, and they gave him a lot of Steam dollars and Steam power, and between there and Snorri is coming out of hospital again, Roger has made quite a bank just blogging about Snore. So Snore is of course much richer than Roger, but Roger is feeling good about himself too, and of course Snore is a good guy, so he will always be supportive to his friends, no matter what Roger or Nug or Fyrstikken or any of the other character in this little cartoon world will do. You can always depend that Snorre will be the good guy, and the others can be a little bit more punk.
Well, I always enjoy Roger and Snorre very much, and now I heard a rumor that you're going to create a comic book about them. Is this true?
Well, I'm almost done with season 2. So it's almost so 50. It's 50 stories, which is 50 pages. So yeah, that's a 25 page. That is 25 sheets of comic book paper right there, plus the cover and the backside um, and the first page and the last page. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a book or a magazine that people can buy and hold physically. A limited edition, of course.
yeah, limited edition is really the best to go by, I think.
Well, I can't afford to have to produce a million of them. You know, it has to be limited edition. It's the first magazine.
You need to steam a little bit longer for that.
I need a few more episodes. Right now, Roger and Norris is in the end of season 2. They are enjoying a holiday on a paradise that they have bought into. And last time we saw them, they were doing some party drugs on this island. They took some really strong acid, LSD, and from the looks of it, they had one hell of a bad trip with several. Well, with a couple of Steam It originals written into the cartoon in different psychedelic settings. So of course they are still on vacation and will meet other people on the beach and try to round off the season with some well-designed words and I learned something today, something like, I don't know yet, but I enjoy writing it, but it's quite time consuming to ID them, write them and type them. So I'm just waiting for a break in my life where I can, you know, keep writing them. They are on vacation and I'm planning to go on vacation, so yeah, I mean, it's. I think maybe I hit like a iron wall for ideas right now. I mean, how do I should I speed them up in the next episode, or are they landing from their drugs? Are there girls on the beach? If there is, what girls are there on the beach, and who is in those dressing rooms? Who are coming out? I mean, who's coming out of the closet? So these are the things that I think about every time I go to bed.
And when do you think we will be able to go out the door and buy the book next year?
Yeah, I don't think you have to go out the door to buy it. I'm talking with some people on lulu.com that say that they can help me to put it all together and edit it. So we'll see. I'm not really in a hurry to do anything. I have all the originals and I can always brush things up a bit if it's needed for books. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I should do it today and have it ready in a week.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, next to Roger and Snorri, you do a lot of other things on Steemit as well, and on your website and in your blogs. So I found this amazing and wonderful rap songs you are creating, like Everybody's Hating Me, Getting Wrecked, Babysitting Bitcoin, Hello Mr. Steam Power. What make you do, what make you do those videos, those clips?
Well, I try not to be boring. I mean, I, everybody hating me. That song, I had a lot of fun making it. I was in some controversy not so long ago on Steam It, and some people told me that everybody was hating me. So I was like, okay, if everybody hates me, then I'm gonna sing a song about it and make it funny. Um, it's
Yeah, Everybody Hating Me is one of my favorite, together with Boom Shakalaka Bitcoin.
boom shakalaka big. You've really been digging deep through my archives, huh?
Of course, I need to know who I'm speaking to.
Yeah, well, Boom Shakalaka Bitcoin, that's from last year's bull run when my fund made almost 1000% Bitcoin increase. So I was pretty happy, so I made happy songs.
So can we expect more songs of you?
Yeah, of course, of course. Of course, it depends. It depends on many factors. If a song is to be made, because I like to make songs that are not really that meaningful, but are more funny for this small crypto community. Because we are really a small community. There are less people in crypto than lives in my neighborhood. So just to entertain them, um, you know. I like to make people laugh and feel good. Feel I like to make people feel better about themselves than they feel about me. So if I can make people have a good day, that's a win for me.
Yeah, is there anything that you wouldn't do? I mean, like the rap songs and stuff. Is there anything that makes you really shy?
Yeah, I would never do a porn. I would never do naked scenes in a movie. I wouldn't. I wouldn't make dirty jokes. Um, yeah, I'm not into that.
I also found a very cool thing on your website on Fyrstikken.com is how to speak Norwegian. 10 really cool episodes, so I'm going to learn Norwegian. How long did it take you to create that?
You see, that was just coincidental. Two things happened when I made those. Number one, the guy that I bought bitcoins from in 2009, he is a Norwegian teacher and had 30 students in his classroom, foreigners that were learning Norwegian. And I said to him, why are you guys teaching 30 people at a time instead of using a platform like YouTube and educate as many people as needs to be educated? And he said, well, I don't believe in that. And so I said, but it's gonna be great. You be doing great. So you have this bachelor in language. You can teach Norwegian to foreigners. You speak English fluently. You speak Russian fluently. Why don't you do this? I mean, if you're a teacher, why don't you teach as many people as you can? And he was like, no, I just like to go to work and then go home and claim a paycheck and smoke weed, and that was his life. So I was like, okay, didn't think much about that afterwards. Then my friend Espen, his name is Espen, I'm not gonna give his last name away. Espen, he had his mother died, and he spent a lot of time with me just to get over the sorrow, and I think he slept in my guest room for 3 months. And during those 3 months, he bought a laptop for himself and went on Facebook and started finding distant family members, I guess, to cope with his own loss. So he met his cousin that were living in the USA, and I heard him teaching Norwegian to his cousin, and I heard that he had problems teaching. So I said, what if I give a helping hand? Because he didn't really like it. It was like he wanted to just talk with this person, but now he was like teaching Norwegian to this person, and he didn't enjoy it. And I said, well, I can do it on video, and you can just tell your cousin to repeat the alphabet and learn the sounds of the letters, and I'll teach the numbers, right? So I made those 3 first videos, and he sent it to his cousin, and well, thousands of other YouTubers saw them as well, and thought they were amazing, and sent me messages if I could make more. So I made more, and it's a small channel, but it quickly got 2,000-3,000 subscribers that are really into learning the Norwegian language, because they were going to Norway for work, or they had family there, or they had, some boyfriend or some girlfriend that they were, mostly boyfriends. In fact, those that were watching my videos educating in Norwegian, I'd say the demography is mostly girls. So, and I was single at the time also, so a lot of girls from around the world came to date me once they were in Norway. So I guess I have that channel, and me just doing something unselfish as teaching other people a language without charging for it or anything. Um, I, I was greatly rewarded en natural.
Oh, that's a perfect way to get, paid.
Yeah, perfect way to get paid. It was just kind of surrealistic, because I think it was the first time in my life I had like a glimpse of how it is to be, a desired person. Um, so that was a great new experience.
Also, tell us, with all these things you have gone through in your life, what is the one thing you did in your life but you will never ever do again?
Well, I will probably never wreck a police car again. I did that when I was 17 years old, and they sentenced me to 18 days in jail for that. And it was a great experience, just to see how the Norwegian law system worked. And I was a rebel as a teenager. All cops are bastard. I hated the police. I hated the grown-ups that had authority. I had no respect for teachers, policemen, um, parking ticket people. Absolutely no respect for any of them. Um, so I reacted very violent towards authorities back in those days, and yeah. So I probably wouldn't have done that again. Just saved me that. But in retrospect, also, it was also one of my greatest experience. It was so freeing, going to the police station, going to the police station's parking lot, climbing on top of the police car that was parked out there, and then just using it as a trampoline, jumping up and down and up and down and up and down until the whole car was, a wreck. It wasn't just me alone, of course. It was me and a couple of drunk friends in the middle of the night there on a Saturday in our town. So yeah, they ratted me out though. I was the only one that went to jail for it. The other ones didn't even get a fine. That's what you get for being bigger than the others.
Yeah, I guess so. And I still think, or I really think, that you are still a bit of a rebel. So, Fyrstikken, one last question. You have so many talents. Like I said at the start of this interview, you are an actor, a writer, an entertainer, philosopher, a trader, and an inventor. But if you could pick any talent that you don't have, what would it be, and what would that one talent be what you really, really wish you could do?
I really wish I could sing opera, singing like a real singer.
I think that your raps are very good. Maybe you should just try it.
Yeah, well, that's okay, but but you know, I mean, you have singers in this world that people know. Oh yeah, that's a singer. Like that Pavarotti. You knew who he was, right? He's dead now, but everybody knew who he was. Uh, in Latin America, you have Ricardo Arjona. He discovered Gabi Moreno. Now everybody knows that she's a singer. You got Mariah Carey. She's a singer. Um, you had back in the days. You had originals like Frank Sinatra that was singing Paul Anka's songs and with a beautiful voice. I'm not sure. I think my voice might be a little bit more crude than those voices. But I sing with the voice that I got. But of course, I feel like it would be much more fun if I actually could sing like a bird, like in tune.
Or maybe you could take some opera lessons or something just to, get better at it. If
I,
you
I, I've been singing in the choir. I sang in the choir when I was a child. I think I was 4 or 5 years singing in a choir. I learned to play guitar in school. I learned from the guy that wrote the song "You Raise Me Up." Uh, I mean, big inspiration for me is from where I'm from. Um, I've been surrounded with talents as well. I didn't develop my talents until I managed rock bands in 2005, 6, 7. Uh, then I hanged out with all kinds of artists, really famous people, like super famous ex A-list celebrities, but on a work level, I would meet them in studio because they would be recording with some of the artists that I was representing as a businessman, as the manager. Got to meet legendary drummer James Bradley Jr., who is, he's a living legend. He's super fast. He's super rhythmical. He's played with the bands like the Beastie Boys and Crazy Town. Um, I I met with musicians that have been playing in Roxette and bands that have topped the billboards across the world, musician wise, and they all have had somewhat influence. And I guess I don't know who said this, but just pour out your heart. Whatever you're thinking about, whatever is on your heart, just put it in a song, and the song will be great. Um, if you don't want to tell the truth, just just make a parallel story, and get it out that way, and or just do what you wanna do. There is no rules or regulations for what you can and cannot do as an artist anymore.
No, that is true. There are no limits anymore. And I think that you are doing a really, really great job. And I really want to thank you for, giving us a little peek inside your life. And it was really amazing to have you as my first guest. So thank you, Fyrstikken.
Thank you, PoeticSnake. Was really nice to be here. Good luck, and I hope we see each other again.
Thank you very much. And to the listeners, if you want to be my next guest in the Poetic Snake Goes Beyond the Name, you can just simply contact me here on Steemit or in Rocket Chat. Well, till next time, and keep on steaming.